So, guys, there is this yogurt that someone gifted me, and I've been thinking of what to make with the yogurt. I don't just want to drink the yogurt like that. So yesterday morning, the thought of making a no egg, super moist tea time yogurt cake came into my mind, and I said I must try this out. But guys, the first time I tried this, it was a total flop. Although it was not completely flop because it came out good, but not the way I wanted it. So for the recipe that worked, these were the ingredients I used. I measured out 50 grams of butter or margarine, then 50 grams of sweetened light yogurt. When I say light yogurt, I mean the yogurt that you can drink, not like Greek yogurt, not Greek yogurt. So I measured this in a bowl, okay? And like I said, you can use butter, you can use margarine, okay? So to that I added 40 grams of granulated sugar, and then added my all-purpose flour. I added 80 grams of all-purpose flour. Though the all-purpose flour, I was adding it batch by batch as I kept on mixing everything together. Note that this recipe, you can double it, you can triple it. Like if you want to double it, you can multiply the ingredients by 2. If you want to triple it, you can multiply the ingredient by 3 to make a larger batch of this particular recipe. Okay, so I kept on adding the flour till all the flour was incorporated into the mixture or into the batter. This is a very simple and easy recipe, and it won't take your time at all. Okay, so after incorporating the flour, the next thing I did was to add half teaspoon of white vinegar. Okay, make sure you are using an original white vinegar to give you what this particular recipe gave me. So after adding the white vinegar, I went in with half teaspoon of baking powder. Guys, this baking powder particularly was made by me. I shared this recipe on my YouTube channel the other time, so you guys can check it out, how you can make your own baking powder when you run out of baking powder at home. So I mixed everything together. I make sure that you incorporate I incorporate everything very well. Like I always say, whenever you add your baking powder, ensure you mix your butter so well, so your baking powder won't give your butter a bitter taste when it goes to to one particular part of your batter and just clogs there. So make sure you mix thoroughly. Then lastly, I added another or extra half tablespoon of the light yogurt just to give my batter a lighter texture. Okay, then I went ahead and made sure that I mixed everything together. So after incorporating everything, I greased my 4 inches pan. Because this batter is a smaller batch of batter or smaller batter, assuming I'm making a larger batter, I will use a bigger pan. So because it's a smaller batter, I tend to use my smaller pan, the smallest pan I have. Assuming I have like a 3 inches pan, I would have used it, but the one I have was the 4 inches, so I used my 4 inches. As you can see, the batter was ready. I made sure I greased my 4 inches pan, and then I transferred the batter into the 4 inches pan. But note that all this while I was mixing my batter, my oven was heating already. Okay, make sure you preheat your oven before you transfer your batter into the oven. So I baked this in my preheated oven at 150 degrees C for 40 minutes. If you are using a convection oven, you have to reduce the heat so that it will bake gently. So this first one I'm just touching now was the one I baked first. You can see it kind of sank inside and it's kind of flat and all that, but it also has a good texture and a good outcome, but not completely what I wanted, because the recipe, the measurement and all that didn't give me exactly what I wanted. So this second one I'm holding now was the second one I repeated, which is the recipe I just shared with you guys now. So guys, wrap this, let it cool down completely, and you're going to enjoy this small super amazing cake. See you guys in my next video.